Oh, fantastic. Thank you. You have no idea how nerve-wracking it is to agree to do a session and then you have to spend weeks worrying if anyone's actually going to show up. So thank you. This is wonderful. So, oh, it's 2 o'clock. I can get started. So here I am in the flesh. And you'll notice there's a little more flesh than in my profile photo because that was a few years and a few pounds ago. I felt okay using it though when I first signed up to Medium because I figured it's not a dating site, so it really didn't matter all that much. Um, let's see. Oh my goodness. Hi, Scott. Oh, look at all these people. Hi, Catherine. This is great. Okay, I wanted to start out a little bit about talking about. Hi, Scott. Thanks. I wanted to talk a little bit about how I ended up here because I can't fucking believe it. Okay. I started writing on Medium in June of 2020. And if you recall, we had a maniac at the White House. We had a pandemic going on where people were like dropping like flies. And the Democrats wanted to run Joe Biden. And I mean, Joe Biden, I know a lot of people remember him as Obama's sidekick. I remember him as the reason why we have Clarence Thomas on the Supreme Court. Those hearings were just an absolute travesty. So, as you know, I'm very political, and I don't have a whole lot of people in my life to talk about politics with. To give you an idea, when I tell most of my friends now that I write about politics on Medium, what they all go, ew, God. So I needed an outlet, and Medium provided that for me. You know, I could come on and I could just write whatever I wanted, and I honestly didn't believe that anyone was ever going to read what I wrote. And my first month writing, June, I made 48 cents. And I was actually thrilled about it because it meant that people were actually reading my shit. So I kind of, built up from there slowly, slowly, slowly. But if things really came to a head for me and really took off for me when Scott Tarlow, as we can see, is in the questions. Um, oh, I'm supposed to be approving these. Hang on. This is so annoying. I much prefer there. There we go. All right. I did approve yours, Scott, but anyways. Um, Scott Tarlow took over politically speaking, and he was just incredible. He helped me to find my voice and then to use that voice. And he really didn't put a lot of limits on me. I know there were quite a few times when I wrote stuff that I thought was just a little too out there, and I honestly didn't think he'd publish it. And I told him it was okay if he didn't publish it, but he did, and he was wonderful. And if you have noticed a deterioration in my writing since Politically Speaking closed, that's because I don't have Scott in there polishing up my prose for me, really making me look good. So it's really thanks to Scott that we are all here today, and I am, very, very grateful to him and his publication. People have asked me, am I going to write for another publication? Right now, the answer is no, because Scott really spoiled me. He um, he always published what I wrote. He never rejected anything. He didn't try to substantially change anything. Any changes he wanted to make, I had to approve first. I did have the very bad experience when I first started writing on Medium before I was writing only politics. One publication accepted, I think it was P.S. I Love You, accepted my article, and I was so excited. Except that they changed the title, they changed the subtitle, they changed the photo, and then they substantially changed, the essay itself, so that it was no longer about what I had been writing about. So I had to pull it from there. Um, I just, I don't want to go through that with another editor. So I'm self-publishing, and so far everyone's stuck with me. It's been really good. So any questions? I'm throwing it out to questions. I see there are people here. Come on, this is your chance. Okay. Okay. No questions. Just okay. Okay. Aslan, it's great to see you here. I'm glad that you came in. Do you have any questions for me, or do you want me to just like ramble on and on, which I can do? Oh, if you hear a lot of noise or the lighting, suddenly flashes, there's a thunderstorm brewing outside right now. Thanks to climate change, rainstorms have become events here in New Jersey. Um, so, well, this is no fun. You have to ask me questions. Okay. I watched Coach Tony's keynote speech today, and yeah, it just didn't sit right with me. So, um, let's see. Scott says, talk about how you found your voice. Oh, okay, yeah. So basically, when I write, okay, my first rough draft of my article is as if I'm speaking to you personally. We're having a conversation. And those of us who are native English speakers know, without really knowing, we know this, that there is a huge difference between spoken English and written English. Okay, written English is more formal. Everything, all of our tenses and everything have to agree. In spoken English, we have a lot of repetition, which is not allowed in written English. So my second, when I go over my article the second time, is when I'm trying to translate it from from spoken English into written English while trying to preserve as if I was talking to you about things. So I tend to rant. Like I say, I always speak my mind. I just say, literally what you're reading is the written English version of what came out of my brain and what was pissing me off that day. A lot of times I choose my topics. I spend way too much time on the internet. And there's like way too much to write about, so I tend to go with the topics that make me, sit there and go, "Are you shitting me?" And those are the ones that you are going to probably read about that day or maybe the next day. Sometimes there's so many of them, I have like 2 or 3 articles, 2 or 3 days planned out ahead of time, and this really seems to resonate with people. When I get pissed off about something, usually a lot of other people are pissed off about it. I have great audience engagement. I love it that you guys. Let's see, what are the new requirements are that it has to be by followers, and my followers do read everything, and they read it all the way to the end. You highlight the shit out of everything. A lot of claps, and then the comments. I mean, even the comments get comments. I really love it when you guys get conversations going in there. It's a lot of fun for me and educational. I learn a lot too. I do read everything. I may not respond to everything, but I will clap to let you know I was there. There are some that I don't even clap for, and that's for ones I just disagree with, and I don't even want to get into an argument with the person about it. It's like, okay, you've had your say. We're just going to let it go. I don't block a lot of people. My criteria for blocking people is that if you are either threatening me or it's getting really personal, then I will block them, and then I will also report them to Medium at the same time. But I really prefer not to do that. I think maybe I've blocked in 3 years less than a dozen people. I want everyone to be able to come into the comments and talk about, whatever, even if they disagree with me, fine. Let's have a conversation about it. Okay. All right. Any other questions? Oh, I don't know if you can hear that. The rain's really coming down. Don't worry, I'm not going to get flooded out. I don't even have a basement, so thank God. Everybody's basements have been getting flooded lately. Okay, this is not fun. I should have probably prepared a whole lot of. Oh, hi, Susan. It's nice to see you in person also. Okay. Approve. Okay. Oh, Susan, let me approve. I'm sorry. I have to approve all this. Oh, I just lost your question. Someone was asking, how do you get more readers? Okay, let me tell you how I built my audience. Okay, it took a long time and a lot of effort. And what I did was when I first started writing on Medium, I would go, because I was writing at that point mainly on politics. Now I just write on politics. Um, I would go and I would read other articles on Medium that were on politics. Okay, and I would read the whole article very carefully, give it a little bit of thought, and then leave what I called a thoughtful comment. In other words, it wasn't like, oh, great article, or you suck, or anything like that. I would say, I agree, because, and then, give my reason, or have you considered whatever, or even sometimes, I respectfully have to disagree because. And the reason why I did that was not so much that I was trying to get the attention of the author. I was trying to get the attention of the author's audience. I was trying to steal their audience or borrow parts of it. I wanted people, as they were reading the comment section, see my comment and say, that's really interesting. I wonder what she writes about. Click over to my profile and see, what I write about, and hopefully start following me, or at least start reading my stuff regularly. So I would devote literally an hour or more every single day to do that. And it took months. And you don't always get, followers every single day. It's just something you just have to put your nose to the grindstone and do it. But that's how you build an audience. And after a while, it starts to grow on its own. I haven't quite figured out how that happens. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Where did it go now? Tell us what you see in the crystal ball for discussing politics in the next year. Okay. There's going to be a lot of discussion. I'm still convinced that Trump is going to win in 2024. My regular readers know that that's because the Democrats refuse to say no to Biden. They're going to let him run, and then other people aren't, other Democrats and independents do not want to vote for him. So they will either not vote at all or vote third party. And this is that will take enough votes away from Biden that it will throw the election to Trump. Once Trump takes office, people like me are going to be shut down. All right. He does not tolerate criticism. So if you've got anything to say about politics, say it before Trump gets sworn in January of 2025, because after that, you're not going to be able to. Nice thought. Do you ever get tired of politics, or, when you approve something, the question disappears? Where did it go? Do you ever get tired of politics overload? Oh, God, absolutely. There are just times when I sit down and in front of my laptop, and it's like, I just can't do it today. I haven't got it. So you'll notice that I tend to write every day, but occasionally I'll skip a day, and that's a day when it's like, no, it's not happening. I need a break. And so I'll give myself that break, because I know the next morning when, I'm going through the New York Times, sipping on my coffee, I am going to find something that's going to make me go, are you shitting me? So it's okay. Yeah, give yourself a break. Okay, yeah, Susan, where do I get? Okay, where do I get my ideas for articles? I spend way too much time on the internet. I read the New York Times every single morning with my coffee. And then after that, I go on, and you'll notice if you click on my links that I use a lot of Yahoo. But if you actually look at the article, you'll see that it's an article they're reprinting from another source. So basically, I use Yahoo as a news aggregator so that I don't have to go from site to site to site. It takes too damn long, and I'm lazy. So I will go on Yahoo, and I'll go through what they're aggregating there. Or sometimes, not as often, but sometimes it's when I'm having a conversation with someone, or I see something in the comments that starts me off, and I'll do an article out of that. But mainly it's just way too much time on the computer. And I can get away with that because I live alone. Okay, I don't have a family that I need to take care of, that I need to cook for. I don't even need to clean my house if I don't want to because nobody cares. Um, okay. All right. I just had it. What is your best advice for someone picking back up with Medium after a 3-year break? Oh, wow. Yeah, things have changed. There's a many different pubs than there were. And I think my best advice was I hope that you watched Coach Tony's keynote address to give you an idea of what they're looking for now. In articles, they don't want us to publish every single day like I do. They want people to only publish a few times a week and put more thought, more meat into the articles. I have my problem with that is that I write about politics, and I have to write every day because the political landscape changes every day, sometimes every hour. So only writing once a week, twice a week, whatever, that does not work for me and my topic. But that seems to be the direction that Medium is going in now. And I don't want to get on here and start whining, but these new requirements, I'm being penalized right now for writing too much. Let me put it that way, and I'm not happy about it. Okay, so far I've answered everybody's questions. Okay. One thing I'm really curious about because I am always looking, it's not particularly because of the things that are going on now. This is something I've always done since I started writing on Medium because I know how much the internet changes. I've been on the internet, I don't know, since the 90s and huge changes since then. I'm always looking for new platforms to write on. So far, I haven't found anything better than Medium, but I see a lot of subscription newsletters, and I was wondering how you guys felt about it. To me, it's like I like being able to pay one subscription fee and have access to a lot of different articles as opposed to like a Substack or a Ghost where you have to pay to read each author's newsletter. How do you guys feel about that? Okay, well, as long as I'm talking about Substack, I do have a Substack newsletter. Do not get excited. It is just copy and paste from what I'm publishing here on Medium. And the reason why I have it is, as Coach Tony pointed out today, Medium has never made money. And at some point, I feel that somebody is going to say, we don't want to do this anymore. And they're going to shut down the site. So I needed to have, or I should have, felt that I should have another platform to go to. And, it takes a while to get set up. So I wanted to have something set up already so that if the lights did go out on Medium, I could immediately hop to another platform and let everyone know where I went. And this is where it's like really important that you subscribe. Okay. I do download my subscription list every week. I like to keep up with keep the most current one. And people who subscribe can assure you that I do not do anything right now with that email list. Okay, like I don't try to like sell you anything, books or coaching sessions or whatever it is that people use their mailing list with. This is just something I'm keeping in my back pocket in case I ever have to jump to another platform because Medium has shut down. I can then contact you, email you and say, hey, I am now writing on XYZ site if you would like to join me over there. So that is a benefit of subscribing to me. I don't get any benefit. I don't get paid for it or anything like say, I don't try to use it to sell anything. It's just something I like to have in case I need to contact you guys because I've left. Um, Oh, and my newsletter on Substack right now, I know they have this big thing that you should start out free. And then when you grow your audience enough, then you can go to paid. Mine is a paid newsletter because I felt that it wasn't fair to you guys if the people over on Substack could read my articles for free because you're all paying a subscription fee to Medium to be able to read mine. Okay, what else did I want to talk about? Oh, we only have a few more minutes anyways. Oh, this is just water. Don't get excited. Let's see, what else can I talk about? Oh, sorry, my hair's really bothering me. I put the curls back in it for you guys because that's what's on my profile picture. I've been straightening it lately. I'm a child of the 60s. You know, we all wanted the long, straight hair like Cher, and this is what I was dealing with. So about every 10 years or so, I decide I'm going to embrace my curls. But yeah, I got over that real quick, and I'm back to straightening it. Um, but I put them back in for you guys today, if you can see them and hopefully recognize me. Nobody's going to ask about the bookcases behind me. Okay, this is always my favorite background because I think it makes me look good. So there's actually three of them. The one that is over, oh, good, you can see the third one because I moved things around. Okay, the first one on this side, this is all my gardening books. Okay, a lot on the history of gardening because I'm kind of into history. The middle one is all world history up to about the 20th century, concentration on European and American history because and a little bit of Central and South American. I just don't know that much about Asian and African, and I know that I should. The one on this side, the third one over here is 20th century history, a lot of biographies, and then down on the bottom where you can't see it are my cookbooks because I also like to cook. And since I am pre-internet and pre-Pinterest, I actually had to buy cookbooks if I wanted new recipes. So my old cookbooks are down there too. And that's because my kitchen is over on the other side of that wall. So I can just hop in here and grab a cookbook and look for a recipe to cook. Oh, and to answer that question I posed in my articles, letting you guys know that I would be here today in a cage match between Xi and Putin. Who do I think would win? It would definitely be Xi because he's got all of those kung fu moves, so he would be very hard to push out of a window. Do you notice that another one of his enemies has died again? It's like amazing. How do they think they can get away with it? And I bet Trump would do the same thing when he gets reelected. Okay, we're almost out of time. We've got like 6 minutes. Anything more? Okay. Okay, I'll tell you guys my deepest, darkest secret here, and that is that I was born and raised a Republican, and I was a registered Republican up until about 2000. Yeah. I was. And when the rise of the Tea Party, and then it just got too crazy for me. But surprisingly enough, even though I'm a registered Democrat now, only because New Jersey is a closed primary state. So if I want to vote in the primary, have some say in who's running, I have to be registered with one party or the other. So I've registered with the Democrats. But I'm also a huge fan of AOC and the Squad. And that's because they remind me so much of us boomers when we were young and we were out and we were going to, out there and trying to change the world. And that I love them and I like their attitude and I like what they're trying to change. And, it's just nostalgia for me to see them. Yeah. Um, Still don't like guns, though. I think I've made that pretty clear. Okay. Here we go. I'm sorry, Scott. I'm just. Um, okay. What worries? I keep losing these questions. Okay. Okay. What am I most worried about besides Trump? Um, oh, Lord. Oh, Calamity Kamala. Because if by some miracle Biden wins and he doesn't make it through a second term, we're going to have her in charge. And she almost caused an international incident once already. I just can't imagine her as president. Our democracy would survive, but not our reputation. No, that frightens me also. Since I write about politics, how much do you rely on feedback from family, friends, and other writers before you post or publish? Absolutely none. Nothing. No, what you see is what I have written that day. I haven't discussed it with anyone. Um, so, I'm sorry, I gotta do this. I can't see my glasses on. Something you feel might fuel a lot of opposition. You just courageously put it out there. Yeah, that's what I do. I just put it out there. And if you are a longtime reader, you'll see that I have written some articles that I've really gotten jumped on about this. About people have not liked, even people who normally like what I write did not like it. And they do not hesitate to tell me, and I'm glad they do that. This is the USA. We have freedom of speech. And, please tell me what you think. What is the average amount of week per article, long form, short form? Well, I only write 3 to 4 minutes, but it does take me a couple of hours because believe it or not, even though I'm ranting, I actually do a lot of research. So I don't like to put stuff out there and I don't know. What are the last 2 books you read that inspired or influenced you and how? Actually, I haven't read a lot of books lately because I have been so wrapped up in what's going on in the political world. I did read a history of Ukraine, which was just amazing because I didn't know a lot about Eastern Europe. And that it really explained the war, what's going on now to me. Okay, how do you monetize your Medium blog? I'm part of the partner program. Have I found a new home for my work since Politically Speaking closed? Nope, I'm self-publishing. It's going to stay that way because Scott spoiled me. No other editor is going to let me get away with what he let me get away with. And do you find pinning articles matters in terms of views? No, they don't. I can officially give me a genuine answer. Okay, has anyone replied to your essay convincing you were wrong? No. I'd love to see you do a story or two on how to deal with MAGA family members and the upcoming election. This is huge. I'm very fortunate. The only MAGA person in my life, we managed to stay friends. Yeah, and I live in a blue state. Okay, and I think my time is just about up. So, the average amount of time per week per article. Actually, I usually sit down to write around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I publish around 5, so like 3 hours a day, 7 days a week. My house is absolutely filthy. Um, okay. And so, how do I handle criticism? It's funny. In real life, it hurts. When it's online, it doesn't hurt at all. Hey, my time is over. I did bring my popcorn and I wanted to sign off, and I hope we can all sign off together with our favorite phrase, and that is, it's always Texas. Thank you guys for showing up. Thank you for your questions, and I will see you on Medium. Thank you.